First time I saw a blue whale in the Santa Barbara Channel, I was operating a NOAA research vessel with scientists who wanted to collect whale poop from this animal. And we were fortunate to find a group of feeding blue whales lunge feeding on the surface, meaning they were coming up and scooping up thousands of pounds of shrimp-like little critters called krill. The second blue whale I saw was a dead animal that had washed up on the Santa Barbara coastline and had been hit by a large container ship. This is in 2007, and thus began a career focused on trying to understand and protect these blue whales to keep them on the planet, not just for our generation, but for future generations. The best thing one can do to mitigate the impacts of ship strike is to separate the problem. We have worked with the International Maritime Organization that governs shipping worldwide, and we have moved shipping lanes. Where you cannot separate ships and whales, you try and slow ships down, because a slower ship is a safer ship for a whale. We can reduce the risk of fatal ship strikes by up to 50% by slowing ships down to 10 knots when they're transiting to and from California ports. So in 2014, we created Protecting Blue Whales and Blue Skies. It's an incentive-based approach to vessel speed reduction, where we recognize the world shipping lines that voluntarily slow down off the California coast in whale-rich waters.
When our lab was looking for projects to undertake, one thing that came across our desk was this issue of ship strike. There were groups like Protecting Blue Whales, Blue Skies and the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary that had been working in this space for many years. So we were wondering, how could we help fill in some of the technology gaps and help in ways that aren't already happening? So we decided to put out a request for proposals for technology that could detect whales and disseminate that information out to mariners and people out on the water. So what we ended up coming up with was this whale-safe system, which combines an acoustic system, which has got an underwater microphone attached to a buoy that can automatically classify bluefin and humpback whale calls. And we're combining that with sightings data that's being collected on Whale Alert, which is just a cell phone app that anyone can download. And lastly, we're combining it with model predictions to create a whale presence rating, which is ranking whale activity from low to very high, just to give a really quick and easy way to understand whale presence on any given day. We understand there's a lot for captains to keep track of. We're not expecting someone to want to sift through a lot of complicated whale data, so this is meant to just be really quick and easy understanding of, hey, are there a lot of whales in the shipping lane today? When ships slow down, it's a triple win. You're reducing the risk of ship strike, you're reducing underwater noise, and you're also reducing air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions.
The ship's engines are what pushes it through the water. So you're driving this huge diesel engine that's as big as a house to push this gigantic ship that can be hundreds of meters long through the water. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So the faster that you go through the water, the more energy it takes. So if you slow the ship down, it really reduces the amount of energy necessary when you slow down from, say, 18 knots to 10 knots. Then we can cut the emissions by 30–40%. The Blue Whales, Blue Skies program is a way for air districts to help reduce emissions from the ships in the channel. And local air districts have authority only over stationary sources. We don't have any way to impact the emissions from the ships. We are right here along the Santa Barbara Channel where there are thousands of ships pass every year. And we have a very difficult ozone problem where the ships are 40 or 50% of the ozone forming pollution in our airshed. So if we can't get a handle on that, there's no way we can actually achieve the health-based standards that we need to do. It just happened to be a happy coincidence that ozone season here on shore is the same period of time when the endangered whales are in the channel. We need the emission reductions the most between April and November, and that's when the whales are here in the highest concentration.
We're here in the heart of the Santa Barbara Channel, It's whale season. Humpback, fin, and blue whales are here to feed. And while they're here, we want to do everything we can within the sanctuary to protect these animals from fatal ship strikes. Now, this ship behind me is 1,200 feet long. The biggest blue whales we have in this region are 80 to 90 feet. That's a 10 to 12x difference. And unfortunately, when a whale is in proximity to that ship, if that ship is going too fast, the risk of a fatal strike only increases. Fortunately, companies like Yang Ming are slowing down and participating in the Protecting Blue Whales and Blue Skies program. You can see there's no wake behind this ship or coming off the bow. This company is agreeing to voluntarily slow down to the NOAA, U.S. Coast Guard, and Environmental Protection Agency's seasonal request that they travel at 10 knots when whales are in the channel, when whales are off the California coast. And if we can protect just one pregnant blue whale, we're doing our part to bring whales from the brink of extinction to have healthy whale populations in the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary. We bring recognition to companies that are willing to slow down for the environment, thus reducing the impacts of shipping on our planet on these great whales. This 1,200-foot ship is carrying containers, 10,000 containers from many companies also enrolled in our program. In each of those containers are all the consumer goods that Americans want. The companies that sell those products are encouraged to become ambassadors of protecting blue whales and blue skies, further incentivizing the shipping lines to slow down when whales are present. We are partnering with corporate America that understands there's a more responsible way to bring consumer goods, to bring our products to California ports. This is a perfect illustration of where commerce and conservation can coexist to reduce the risk of ship strikes, reduce the emission of harmful air pollution, reduce greenhouse gases. And when you look behind the ship and you see that there's no wake, that means their prop is turning nice and slowly and consistently, which is reducing ocean noise. Our whale friends depend on sound in the marine environment to communicate, to find each other, to find food. Really impressed with Yang Ming, a company that's been enrolled in the Blue Whales, Blue Skies program from the very beginning. They are slowing down not just this one ship, but their entire fleet. Over 85% of the total distance they travel in the vessel speed reduction zones off California. They do this because no company wants to hit a whale. We know these whales are only here for the summer season to feed. And when the blues head back to Central America with the humpbacks behind them, stopping in Mexico, or when they move up to Alaska for more food, we want to protect them wherever they go. These ships have long distances to travel between California, Oregon, Washington, and back to Asia. And so wherever ships and whales and coastal communities intersect, we are working to expand protecting blue whales and blue skies. The Blue Whales, Blue Skies program is showing there is a way to both have maritime commerce and ocean conservation. Yang Ming Wellspring. Yang Ming Wellspring. This is the Velella off your starboard beam.
Velella, please go ahead. Wellspring.
What channel, sir?
You can go to 06.
Wellspring, this is the Velella off your starboard beam. My name is Sean Hastings and I work for NOAA's Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary. And I just want to say a big thank you to you and your crew for transiting at a whale-safe speed. There's a half dozen humpbacks in the channel as we speak, and we couldn't ask you to do anything more than what you're doing right now. So again, thank you to you and your crew, and thanks to Yang Ming for participating in the Protecting Blue Whales and Blue Skies program. Over.
Thank you for your appreciation. We'll maintain the same 10 knots and less than that. And we also love animals and whales.
Thank you, Captain.